Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Backstage Spotlight. Today we have the fantastic Elèna Gyasi. Hello.
I don't know why I wooed myself. That was so weird. I was actually more wooing your podcast than
Woo!
you.
I love it. So you are currently appearing in Mean Girls the Musical in London. How has that been so far?
Oh my God, what a question. It has been so overwhelming, but exciting, challenging. It's just been all the things. It's just so fun getting to do that every night. It's just sometimes there's a pinch me moment before the three of us appear on stage. We're always like, oh my God.
So do you want to go a bit into more detail about the part you're playing? And you're at the Savoy Theatre, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're at the Savoy. I'm playing Gretchen Wieners. She's a barrel of laughs. She's so much fun to play. Um, but yeah, we're at the Savoy. I'm playing Gretchen Wieners. Um, and I play with the three plastics. I'm with Grace Moa and who plays Karen, and Georgina Castle who plays Regina George.
Amazing. I bet that's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's just it's a laugh.
Do you have, I know that the run didn't start that long ago, but do you already have like little things that you do every show?
Little things that we do every show. Oh, we sing sort of the end of Where Do You Belong behind the doors.
Oh, cute.
Up to warm up.
Yeah.
We do all the ensemble bits. Because they're quite high and quite pingy, and actually it's quite like a siren-y sound. So we're always like, I can't even think of what it is now. Mm, it's like loads of R's and
Yeah, just to get you going.
yeah, we just sing that full belt behind the doors with the ensemble, and then yeah, then we feel warm. That's what we've literally done every show.
Oh, I love that. So talk to me about how you came about performing. Have you always liked it, like when you were younger?
Yeah, I feel like it was always it was always ingrained in me. I come from a very creative family. Everyone around me used to just sing, and like in at Christmas or like at my grandma's house, I would always be
Oh.
singing, like making up dances, me and my cousins, and yeah, I went to my first hip hop like street dance class when I was 8. So I think from then on I was like, yeah, this is for me.
So when you started dancing, was hip hop the first style you did?
Yes, all the way until Erdang, really. I was
Wow,
primarily a dancer. Um, hip hop was my life, still is. Um, but yeah,
that's great.
that's
Did you compete? Did you do things like that?
yeah, I did actually. I did a loads of dance competitions. The one that we used to do the most was called UDO, which we used to do. I think I did my first one when I was about 11, and I stopped doing them when I was probably about 14. And they were so much fun. Oh my God, it was just such a good energy. And like I can't even think about like what it would be like now, with like everyone, it's so cliche, but with everyone like filming, like people dancing, and we didn't really even though we did have phones ish, we didn't really film or any, like it was just the energy and the vibe all the time. And I'd get to miss like a Friday of school,
Yeah.
and then to travel up and everything, and that was so fun. Yeah.
Love that. So with you being at school at the same time as doing dance, like, did you find it distracting from like your academic subjects, or did you actually really enjoy school as well?
Oh God, it's tricky. It's a tricky question. I loved the vibes at school. I didn't
Yeah,
like learning, unfortunately. It wasn't for me. Although I loved art, I loved music, I loved PE, I loved drama-ish. Drama teacher was, I think he was like a cheerleader. He used to be a cheerleader or something. Um, and I just remember being more excited about that than the
yeah.
actual class because he was fun and young and like really cool, and I don't really remember drama club being. I just think a lot of people as well in drama club. Unfortunately, it's very rare that you get a few people in the in drama class that actually want to do this. I think
Yes, yeah.
especially if the school's not really specializes in it or anything like that. So I just found that I would then just doss about with the others. Do you
Mm.
know what I mean? Rather than actually
Yeah,
um
it's tricky drama in school because there's a option when we were in like year 8, you could either choose like history or geography or like dance and drama. And the
yeah,
people that just didn't want to do academics did dance and drama, but they actually didn't want to do dance and drama, and
yeah,
it became
yeah,
like a after school club.
yeah, definitely. Exactly that.
Yeah. So did you know then from going through school that when you got to that age, you would be applying for dance colleges?
I don't know, because I didn't really hear of dance schools until probably the last second, like year 10,
Mm.
year
Yeah.
10, end of year 10. I didn't really realize, and I don't think my mum or dad did. I think they sort of knew of like drama schools and whatever, and they thought that would, I think they thought that would probably happen um at 18.
Yeah.
Um, I actually went to Erdang when I was 16, 17
Wow.
and foundation course. And I think we didn't realize that there was somewhere for me to go after year 11 to pursue this. Um, so yeah, no, there wasn't really growing up. I don't think there was like oh, I have to go to Erdang or I have to go to there was never that. It just sort of fell into place. My mum used to teach performing arts at a college, like a state college, and I think she remembered a few of her students were going on to these dance schools and she'd heard of Erdang a couple of times. And so then my mum was like, let's go to a open day. And then as soon as I went, I was like, this is the place for me. Yeah. And I didn't audition for anywhere else. I think I was like, I'll just wait and see what happens with this one, and then I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It worked out.
It's
Thank
hard with school though, isn't it? Because when you want to do creative subjects, you don't really get much guidance. And I know
you.
that they're starting to like cut dance out of courses at school, and
Okay.
there isn't much like funding for that area. And when it comes to doing like uni applications and UCAS, and there isn't much like research on actually
Mm.
doing performing arts and how to guide students that want to do that at that age. So I found it really hard as well. But I suppose like you just see people around you and like outside of school what they've done, like you were saying, like your mum's students,
Mm.
and that's sort of the way. And I think social media in nowadays is quite good for that because you can actually find out way more than you used to be able to.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I agree. So much more accessible, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And even like funding you can get, it's so
Mm.
much more like accessible, literally what you just said. So how
Yeah.
was your audition for Erdang? What did you find that like?
I'm trying to journey back. I remember, firstly, I remember being quite chill until I then went into the the building and
Yeah.
saw like all of these
Were you like,
people.
whoa?
Yeah, numbers and ballet buns in. I don't think I had a ballet bun in. I think I just had a sort of something like this. Um, I'd never done ballet before.
Yeah.
Uh, and I remember being a bit intimidated actually. And I don't usually touch wood. Well, when I was that age, I think as I've gotten older, I do get a bit intimidated, but I wasn't that person. And I'm
Mm.
like, whoa, I feel really out of my comfort zone. I think my dad walked me in. My dad dropped me, and he came in with me, and like I got the number and whatever. And he was like, "Right, should I go?" I was just like, "Yeah, like get out, like go." And yeah, we went with the day, and so you had singing. You had to sing your own song, and then we did like a ballet lesson, and then we did a jazz lesson, which was followed by like 2 counts of 8 freestyle, and then we had like an acting audition. We did like a monologue. I think we had to bring
Yeah.
it. and that was the day. I remember in the jazz audition when they said, okay, now freestyle for two counts of eight, like whatever, done. I immediately went for like my hip hop
Mm.
vibe, and I was in a leotard and tights and jazz shoes, like giving it the worm. And not the worm on the floor, I can't do that, as in like the wave.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, and then in my head, I was like, actually, I'm sticking out here because a lot of people were sort of leaping and backflipping and doing splits and everything. And I couldn't do that. And I was like, just do
Just
you.
do
And
what you know. Yeah.
yeah, and I sort of remember, it sounds funny, but I remember the panel sort of like staring at me and
Mm.
going like, I remember thinking they're either loving this or they're hating it. But I was like, let me just like give it. And I guess it worked out in my favor. But yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, that's one of the main things I remember about the audition day. Yeah.
Because you said you didn't do ballet before you went, was it a shock then joining, like when you actually went to Erdang and you were doing ballet like every other day and all these new classes that you hadn't done before?
Yeah, it was a shock, but I think I was mentally, I mean, I did at my, I lie actually, at my like dance school that I went to, there was ballet on a Saturday, and I think I did it for all about 1 month. And I said to my
I
mum, I
thought
was
you
like,
were going to say like 2 years. No, literally a
oh, I
month.
did it for like a month, and my mum was like, but you have to, if you want to be a dancer, you've got to
Yeah.
get the foundation. And I was just adamant that I just didn't want to do it. So I knew what first position was. I knew what second position was. And so actually going into that audition, I had a little bit of an idea, and I felt like I was just, as long as I fake it and just copy everyone around me, I was like, oh, I'll be fine. But I guess that led me on to getting into the foundation course, which is primarily for people who need like a little bit of a refresher booster and a bit of intense training, and like a what's it called, like a what do they call it, I guess, yeah, like a refresher booster course
Yeah.
to then audition again with a bit more knowledge for then the 3 year courses.
Yeah.
So
Did
yeah.
you audition just for Erdang the second time round, or did you actually do a few more?
So we had to audition for three, I
Yeah.
think, 3 or 4. We like had to say we had to do that,
Yeah.
and that's like, you just could not just audition for Erdank, because it was 100% that no, not everyone would get in. So they were very frank with that, which was, I think, great training. I
Yeah.
love that. I'm like,
Yeah.
bring it. But yeah, so I did. I auditioned for, I think, masters and performers.
Mm.
It was 3 and it wasn't 4, but I just said to them that I couldn't. I think I was like, I couldn't do any of the. I just made an excuse and was like, oh yeah, those are the only ones I could do.
Yeah.
So um yeah, I was adamant. I was like, I just have to come back here.
Yeah. And how did you react when you found out?
Oh, I was really happy. I can't quite remember the day it happened actually. It's so bad. My memory's rubbish. But I remember going there again for like that first day of first year
Yeah.
and being really just like ready to
Yeah.
like
Get your head down, work hard.
practice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could go back and give yourself advice for that first year self of
Mm.
your time at college, like what you wish you would have known, what would it be?
Oh my God. Do ballet as much as you can before you get there. Uh, I I think that would be for my first year self. For anyone who's a hip hop head that is just adamant that they want to do commercial or
Yeah.
anything like that,
Maybe like
do
open more doors for yourself and try more things.
absolutely. It gives you so much skill and great posture and lines, and there's so many elements of ballet and jazz within the commercial street world that I think a lot of dancers, um young dancers who love hip hop, sort of forget.
Yeah, it all
um
ties together at the end of the day, doesn't it?
together. I mean, look at Beyonce when she did that Coachella. She had so many different dancers there. And that's still within that field of the commercial world and you know, that life that it would just, yeah, I just wish I did it from really young, even though I hated it. I wish I did it more.
Yeah. And what was the singing split like at Erdang? Did you do much like acting through song?
Yeah, we did every week. I
Yeah.
reckon like twice a week or something. We had like rep, then we had acting through song, then we had like one-to-ones, I think, in like your second year or something, which
Yeah.
was good. It was like half an hour. But yeah, it was quite a good split, I'd say. I'd say the acting was the least amount.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you're split into tracks. I don't know if you know about the Erdang track system.
Yes,
Uh,
it's similar at Lane. There's like a
yeah.
more acty sort of one and then more of a dance one.
Yeah, yeah. So I imagine that the acty one, I don't know their schedule, but I reckon that they maybe had like one more acting lesson or something.
Mm, yeah.
But it wasn't really enough, I'd say. It was like one a week or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard with acting because there's so many different elements of it, like acting for screen, acting for stage, like
Yeah,
pantoms. Like there's so many different styles that it's hard to cover in that one class that you get a week.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And did you have voice where like you'd
Yeah,
learn accents? Yeah.
yeah, we had
I always
voice.
found voice hilarious because in first year I was like, why are we doing this?
Is this? Yeah.
Like it's crazy, but it like looking back, you're like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. Like, of course, you'd
It was always nice if you had voice at the end of the day so that you had the semi-supine to finish off the day.
yes, yeah,
So you could go back
always,
relaxed.
yeah. So, how did you find then auditioning professionally once you'd left college? Did that come quite naturally to you from the training you'd had for those, 4 years after the foundation course?
Oh gosh, that period of time was so bizarre. So basically, I graduated in 2020, and we managed to get our third year musical in
Oh, good.
um, with an audience. It was before any of it had kicked off,
Yeah.
and then we were meant to have our Link talent show, which is basically the agency that Erdang have in the attic. I don't know if it's still her, it must be Alex Scotchell. She is the like agent for like all the third years, and she puts on this, the whole school puts on this show, and it's mainly a bit more of a showcase for the dancing side of
Yeah.
Erdang. And that was where a lot of us were hoping to get the commercial agents and to get those dance agents locked in. Um, but we couldn't do that because before we even started the rehearsals, we went into lockdown.
Mm.
And so then we had our lessons still on Zoom, but we were like 2 months away from graduating. So like we were like, we might as well just sack it off now because like it's just
Got a
like
hard time like
like
doing stuff on Zoom. It's just,
yeah, like it's done. We did the shows, we had that sort of like vibe, and then coming back to like doing a few more lessons, like it was just very difficult for us. But definitely not as much as the next 2 years below me, which had to
yes.
have the whole third year. Yeah, so I mean, we got quite lucky, if that's the right word. um, so yeah, so then we were in lockdown. I then had all my agent meetings, bar I'd say 5 or 6 on Zoom.
Mm.
All of them were on Zoom. I signed with an agent on Zoom. My agent, I probably didn't meet her for, I'd say, about a year. We would just,
Wow.
we would just Zoom in, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. And uh, a lot of my auditions were telly because the theatre wasn't open. There was
Yes.
no musicals happening. Um, I thankfully signed with an agent who's primarily, I'd say, telly.
Mm.
So she does that more than I'd say the musicals, but I'd say she's got a wide variety
Yeah.
of. I mean, Mean Girls, but like she had more of those connections. So then I was just taping for telly, and that was my audition life for like 2 years, I'd say, after college, just
Yeah.
paper for loads of shows. And so there was nothing that prepared me within those 3 years, really, for that first 2 years after graduating, which is so bizarre. But I
Yeah.
guess you just figure it out and learn how
As you
to
go.
as you go. Yeah, and like my dad's an actor, so we've always been like there's been tapes in the house a few years prior to lockdown, probably not as much because it wasn't so popular because of the
Mm.
COVID. But I'd seen my dad do tapes and stuff like that, and sort of we knew how it sort of went. So I sort of just copied and did what I thought was right. And then, yeah.
So with the TV work that you did, how would you say it compared to stage work, and which did you prefer?
Oh God. So I did, I think, 3 telly jobs before my first musical, and it was definitely different because I went straight into a tour musical,
Mm.
finding your own digs,
Yeah.
traveling yourself, um, having that tour life after just doing a ITV jobby where I was picked up from my house, I was asked what I wanted for lunch, I was like
I
put in a
love it.
trainer. Do you know what I mean? I was like, my makeup was being done, my hair, and I'd had that whole experience for the first like 6, 8 months, and then going into the tour life, being like, oh my God, I can't believe. And then also being paid less than the telly job that was probably
Yeah.
lasted 4 days, and I was being paid probably what I'd make in 3 months of 6 or something like
Yeah.
that. It was just like, whoa. Um, that aspect was like, okay, this is where we grind. Like this is real life.
Mm.
Um, it's a lovely luxury and it's a nice treat to get a good telly job and whatever. But yeah, I then had a lot of respect for the theatre world. And to be honest, there's no rush or adrenaline or feeling I get with any other job than I do on stage. You can't get it anywhere else. That live feedback, that roar of the audience, the nerves, the freezes, the brain farts when you're on stage and don't know your next line or whatever. There's no other feeling. Um, yeah, yeah.
What was your highlight of Six UK Tour?
Oh, all of it. all of
Yeah.
all of it. I can't put to words. To this day, that's one of my favorite jobs
Wow.
ever.
Played
Yeah.
Catherine Parr, didn't you?
Yes, I played Catherine Parr, Kathy Parr. Um, I love her. I'll love her forever, and I hope I get to sing that song one day in front of an audience again. It'd just be amazing. It was one of my dream shows. I saw it in 2018, and I was like, I have to be that blue one. Like I was like that blue one with the trousers. Like let me have it. And
Yeah.
so it was definitely all the feelings, you know, achieving my first musical, and then it being this character that I'd admired and this show that I'd admired. There's a lot of pressure on myself because I'd built that up. So there was that feeling, but then meeting all the girls that I'd worked with, um, they were all just lovely humans, and I will love them forever. And we all got on so well. There was never any feuds on the tour live. Like, and they said to me, they were like, I know this is your first job, but like, this doesn't happen all the time. Like, this, this like connection we've got going on, like all of us, like this doesn't happen on every job. So,
Oh,
and I was like, really? Oh my God, I had such a great time. Like, it was just so, yeah, we just had so much fun. And like, oh, I'd love to even do the show with those girls for like one night or something. It'd just be amazing.
oh, that's so
Yeah,
nice. So special when you just make that bond. And I suppose when you're on tour as well, you probably like share digs some of the
yeah,
time, and you
yeah,
just become like a family on tour.
yeah, yeah. Like yeah, we did. We become family, and like we're all here for each other whenever we like. We don't really speak that much anymore. I probably speak to a couple of them more than others or whatever, but if we were ever to need each other, I think we'd all be there, you know.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
That was just coming out of lockdown, wasn't it? So how
Yeah.
was that?
Oh
Because
my God.
that was still when social distancing in theatres was still a thing.
Yeah, I know, it was so weird. But also I didn't know any different because I hadn't done a show before.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the sound of of a full house would be like. So it was weird, but also not as weird for me as it was probably for the others who'd done it before. Um, but yeah, we opened in Canterbury, which they had these gorgeous cutouts of celebrities on the chairs that weren't bookable. So it looked like a full house if you like squinted your eyes because they had
Yeah.
these cutouts of everyone, Katy Perry,
Oh,
like
wow.
loads of people, yeah, in between the seats, which I thought was amazing. Um, and I've actually got a picture of me like in between like two celebs or something,
Uh,
I think somewhere.
great.
Um, yeah, so that was bizarre. But then when we went to the next venue, obviously they didn't have that sort of they didn't have that. So then that was more like, whoa, I can actually see the empty seats now.
Mm.
Yeah, it was weird.
What was your favourite location when you toured with Six?
Oh my God. My favorite location. Up north, anywhere up north. They're just much more supportive and loud and react. Um, yeah, it's just anywhere up north, good vibes.
Brilliant. And what's
Yeah.
the fan base like being in Six? Because it's huge on social media, like at stage door. How did you like manage that?
During COVID, do you mean? Like
So
the
during Six,
just
having
in general?
having the huge fan base.
Yeah, I mean it was I think we all got it a little bit milder than I think other people just because of COVID. There wasn't that many people come to stage door at the beginning. I
Yeah.
don't think it was even allowed. I think we had to say we're not allowed to do it, like even talk to anyone because if one of us got COVID, it was just like
Yeah.
we just weren't allowed to do it. So that was bizarre. But online, it was quite busy, and my phone was always full of like being tagged in pictures and all this, and the support was amazing. But yeah, I'm a bit awkward with all of that. I try to. A lot of my friends say that I'm like all right with it, and like I handle it well at stage door, and especially with this job, like stage door is busy every night, and we try to go out as much as we can. But obviously, it's not part of the job role to do stage
Yeah.
door, which unfortunately some people don't understand that when we decide to not.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I think I'm getting better at it. I was just a bit like, why do you want to talk to me? Do you know what I mean?
I suppose it's quite daunting, especially just coming out of lockdown, where you're
Yeah,
just like you're just with yourself, like and your family, and you are in this show, and people see you in this show on stage every night, and you're putting yourself on social media, and then it's suddenly like they know everything about you, and you're just like, hello.
yeah, it was so bizarre, so
Yeah.
bizarre.
Let's talk about into the future now. If you could
Mhm.
pick any job, like a dream job, it can be TV, it can be stage, what would that be?
Oh God. Um. Well, my one of my dream. I have like a few mini dreams of like.
Yeah, go on.
I won't say all of them, but one of my dream shows would be to play Angelica Schuyler. That would be,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I would
What a
just love.
role.
Yeah, she's just, yeah, I just would love that. But yeah, I don't really have like a big dream. I sort of take it each year as it goes, and I sort of say to myself, okay, what do I want this year to look like? What is you know the goal this year? What is the dream this year? And then I sort of aim for that. Me and my family, um, I've got my mum, my dad, and then my younger brother. He's 16. The four of us in January time, whenever we're all available, we sit down and do like a little like what do you call it when you're at school and you do a bubble around
Mind
something?
map.
Mind map. That's it. We do mind map and it says 2020 whatever year it's
Oh,
about and we just each put like things that we want to achieve that year.
That's so cute.
Yeah, and we frame it. It's in the kitchen, so every year it's a new mind map, and yeah, we sort of try and tackle those each year, and it's amazing because then when we go to write the next one, we take it down and we read them out and tick them if we've done them, and
Oh,
we always tick. All of us will at least tick one off the things that we write down, which is amazing. Yeah.
oh, oh. That's such a great thing to do, and nice like that you do it as a family as well. Really
Yeah,
special.
yeah, we're soppy like that.
Oh, it's nice to have a close family bond.
Oh yeah, my parents are my life, and my brother, like, yeah, I love them so much.
That's lovely. And when they come and watch you, are you like, oh, my family's in?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think I get nervous when they're in. It's other people. I don't know if it's because I don't know, we're such a close family that when they're in, I almost feel like, oh, I'm actually excited for them to see it. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't really get nervous. I'm just like, oh, I'm excited for you guys to see it because they've probably been hearing about me talking about rehearsals, whatever, and they're like, actually, we just want to see it. Stop telling us.
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
The last question, can you believe it's the end already? The last
Oh my
question I
God.
always ask my podcast guests is if
Oh,
you could nominate someone to come on and impart their knowledge, who would it be? And I'll then reach out to them and try and get them on.
oh my God. Um, oh, that is so you should have sent me this question because I would have really thought about this. Does it have to be musical theatre or can it
It can be
be
performance, TV, like a creative, anyone in the performance industry.
anyone to impart their knowledge? Oh my gosh. I can't think. It's like that, Diary of a CEO. Do you watch those podcasts?
Oh no, but I've heard people talk about those.
He gets the book at the end and he says, write like I think he says like write a I don't know, like a bit of advice for the next person, whoever
Yeah,
it is, and they
yeah.
get to digest that. Oh gosh. Oh God, someone. Can I get back to you or do I need to think about it
You
now?
can
I'm
get
so
back to me. You can get back to me.
I will because I will really think about this.
That will be good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then you
I'll
can
think
let me
about
know
some.
and we'll try and get them on.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'll really think about it with like great detail.
Okay.
That's me. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Oh, I can't. I'm trying to think of like either someone I trained with or someone in my year or someone older. If you want like a bit of a
Yeah, like it can be anyone.
yeah, like I'm really okay. Maybe I'll say I've got the person Freema Ajuman. She
Okay.
is an amazing actor. She has known my dad for years. They work together, but then also has been in my life forever because my parents had me when they were 18. So I joke that we sort of grew up together.
Oh,
So yeah, I like she's been in my life for years, but she's an amazing actor. She was one of the she was David Tennant's Doctor Who assistant back in the day.
wow.
Yeah, and she just closed in Romeo and Juliet with Tom Holland. She played the nurse. Um,
Wow.
and I just imagine she's probably got an amazing some stories to tell you, and she's great fun and she's lovely. And so yeah, Freema Ajuman.
Okay. That's the challenge.
Yeah, that's the challenge. I'll text her as well and let her know that you're coming her way.
Thank you so much. Anyway, it's been a lovely, lovely time chatting to you, and I hope you've enjoyed it too.
Me
And
too.
to
Messaging
everyone,
me.
yeah, to everyone listening, I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.